The legend of the Belida fish in the Musi River. A long time ago, in a small village along the banks of the Musi River, there lived a young man named Belida. Belida was the only son of an elderly fisherman, Senara, who was known for his wisdom. Senara often told stories about how the Musi River was not just a source of life, but also a place filled with mystery and miracles. Belida grew up to be a strong and kind-hearted young man. He often helped his father catch fish, but never thought only of himself. Whenever their catch was plentiful, he always shared some with widows and orphans in the village. Because of his generosity, Belida was beloved by everyone in the village. But the peaceful life of the village changed when a long drought struck. The rains stopped for months and the mighty Musi River began to dry up. The land around the river cracked, trees withered, and the villagers struggled to find fish, food, and water. The once joyful village was now filled with sorrow and desperation. Belida was heartbroken to see the suffering of the people he loved. He tried his best to help, fishing in the early hours and even climbing distant hills in search of tiny remaining springs of water. But his efforts weren't enough to save the entire village. Belida felt powerless. One night, as the village lay silent in slumber, Belida sat by the edge of the Musi River. The moonlight illuminated the remaining trickle of water, and the night breeze whispered gently. He began to pray with all his heart.
Dear Lord, I cannot bear to see my family and the people of this village suffer. If by sacrificing myself you can restore life to the Musi River, then I am willing to give everything.
As soon as his prayer ended, the water of the river began to glisten like gold. A cool breeze blew stronger, and a rumbling sound echoed from afar. Belida's body gradually felt light, as though he was becoming one with the river. In an instant, his body transformed into a magnificent fish, its silver scales gleaming like moonlight and golden patterns adorning its body. The fish leaped into the river, merging with the water that suddenly began to flow abundantly again. The next morning, the villagers woke up to the sound of rushing water. When they ran to the riverbank, they were astonished by an incredible sight. The once dry Musi River was now filled with abundant flowing water, teeming with schools of fish swimming together. In the middle of the current, they saw a large fish, unlike any they had seen before. The fish swam gracefully, as if guarding the river and all its inhabitants. Senara, Belida's father, stood on the riverbank with tears streaming down his face. He realized that his son was gone, but deep in his heart, he knew that the large fish was Belida. He told the villagers,
Belida has given everything for us. From now on, we must protect the Musi River and all the creatures within it as a sign of our gratitude.
From that day forward, the fish was named the Belida fish, in honor of the young man who sacrificed himself for the good of all. The Musi River became a symbol of life and wonder, while the story of Belida's sacrifice continued to be passed down through generations.